My name is Tessa Wojtek, and I'm here today to give you an overview of my presentation about low carbohydrate diets and the impact they have on cholesterol. I am a graduate student at Eastern Illinois University, and this is for my class NTR 5600. The dieting industry is a multi-billion-dollar franchise that entices millions each year with the promise of weight loss. Different fads have come and gone, but one of the most popular trends has stuck around for decades. In 1972, Dr. Atkins' New Diet Revolution was published, and this popularized low-carbohydrate diets. While this trend has gone by several different names, basics stay the same. The goal is to have less than 50 grams of carbohydrates a day and to consume mostly fats and proteins. Many people believe that it greatly aids in weight loss and reducing cardiovascular risks, such as high blood glucose and improving lipid panels. However, the results of these low-carbohydrate diets have been highly debated for quite some time, especially concerning the effects on the lipid panel. And there are many different opinions on if this is actually a safe lifestyle or not. The purpose of this presentation is to explore and assess the effects of low-carbohydrate diets on high and low density lipoproteins in individuals who are overweight or obese. Low carbohydrate diets are extremely popular right now. The most well-known ones are Atkins and keto, with keto probably being the most popular one or a well-known one. A lot of these diets don't exactly have nutritional guidelines, and if they do, not all of the users are exactly aware of them because there's a lot more research, and sometimes it's easier for people to just know about eating the 50 grams or less. A lot of health professionals are recommending to their patients that they try the keto diet, so it's not only popular over social media, but in the health community as well. And there's a lot of talk about what it might do, what it can do, but there's no actual guarantees. So we don't have any evidence right now that is conclusive that what keto or what Atkins or any other low carbohydrate says they can do, that it will actually do it. So what I want to look at in my presentation is the effects that low carbohydrates have on LDL and HDL. There are concerns that I want to explore. Consuming a high amount of saturated and trans fats may raise your LDL, your low density lipoprotein. Too much LDL can cause plaque buildup in the arteries, and this will cause atherosclerosis. When this happens, your arteries become narrowed and hardened. Blood flow will slow down or be completely blocked, which can result in a heart attack or a stroke. Because low carbohydrate diets promote eating a higher portion of protein and fat, this risk comes into question. I will also be looking at HDL, high density lipoproteins. They help remove the plaque from the arteries, which can reduce the risks. The effects on HDL and LDL from low carbohydrate diets have been widely debated, but no conclusive answers have been found. So why is this relevant? Like I said, these diets are really popular and hot right now. There's a high chance that you, as a graduate student, will see this in your internship and in your careers outside of school. It's important that we, as future registered dietitians and educators and just people in the general health and nutrition community, understand all the benefits and risks of this diet in order to do our best to help patients, because it's most likely not going anywhere. As I stated before, the purpose of this presentation is to explore and assess the effects of low carbohydrate diets on high and low density lipoproteins in individuals who are overweight or obese. In order to find the articles for this presentation, I used 3 different databases and searched the term low carbohydrate diet and cholesterol. Altogether, I had more than 17,000 different articles. I narrowed down my search by adding the effects of low carbohydrate diets on cholesterol. Once I found a handful of articles I liked, I looked through the related articles section of the PubMed database, as well as looked at the authors of the research. I also checked out their primary and secondary references. I found the rest of my articles by doing this. In my presentation, I will cover the PRISMA flowchart, which clearly explains how I found all of my research, and in general, I will just go into more depth. In the end, I selected 10 studies to base my presentation on. These studies had to follow a few guidelines in order for me to use them. They had to use low carbohydrate diets at 50 grams or less, include only adults who are overweight or obese, and measure HDL and LDL at baseline and at the end of the study. I also only used articles that were from reputable, peer-reviewed sources and had evidence-based research to base their studies upon. My presentation will not only cover what I have briefly talked about in more detail, but will discuss the study characteristic outcomes of my articles and the data results. I will then talk about the strengths and limitations of this research and what it can mean looking forward. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to the presentation.